Well, that's a wrap on the Batman Arkham Origins review. Glad I got to put that out before Christmas. Huh? He's still just sitting there? Looks like I'm gonna have to call him again. Hello? Yeah, he's lost it again.
Somebody called the player? You mind explaining what you were doing staring onto the floor for God knows how long? Oh, don't tell me. You're doing a little rerun of that stupid Donkey Kong review you did like a year ago? And why do you have Sonic Forces? Wait. You have Sonic Forces right there. You have the cameras pointing down. And you're drunk again. You can't be serious. You're doing it. You're actually doing it.
I don't want to do this game. It's bad.
Am I seriously the only one who actually thinks this game is decent?
You
got a problem? Yeah, I said it. I actually like Sonic Forces. Come over here and help me fight against those who objectify.
No. I'm too lazy to edit that. However, if I'm going down, I am taking you with me. Because there is no greater feeling than to be here with you. We're one together on this green light ride. Drive through forever on this goddamn green light ride.
You are gonna review this with me right now, or I'm unsubscribing.
Good, because if you don't do this with me, I'm unsubbing you.
You're not even good enough to be my rival.
I'll make you eat those.
Can you two just shut up?
Picture this. Picture this. 2017. What a year for gaming, personally at least. The Nintendo Switch was released, and what a console that was. Along with some great games like Super Mario Odyssey, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I mean, it's an all-out game, but it exists. It's amazing. Skylanders Imaginators got ported to the Switch. Rest in peace, you money-grabbing legend. There was also the SNES Mini with Star Fox 2 finally getting a release, Crash Insane Trilogy, which led to another great remaster the next year. Super Mario Run was alright. We were finally getting a port of Versus Super Mario Bros, which was awesome. Pokemon Go released. It's alright, but it ruined my family. Metroid Prime 4 got announced. I swear, if you don't get the game in the next 5 years. Sonic freaking Mania! They also made a new Bubsy game. Fortnite. We don't talk about Fortnite. And outside gaming, we got some good movies like the new Jumanji movie, Cars 3, Spider-Man Homecoming, the Emoji Movie. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but... And the birth of my YouTube channel. Man, 5 years is... Man. And a moment of silence for the death of Mivas. And I always love you. But of course, it couldn't all be sunshine and rainbows. There was one dark storm, one that would rain on my parade. As if rain was uncommon around here. This place sucks! I complain about this game so much, I sometimes forget I was really hyped for this. The reveal trailer showed Sonic going in a new dark direction for the series. Same people who did Sonic Generations and Colors. Basically Sonic Team. This new direction was something I was looking forward to. Will we finally get Sonic Adventure 3? Yes, I'm one of those people. I mean, classic Sonic's here, I suppose. If it's not Sonic Generations 2, then... I have got to see. Oh, it's another Boost game. Well, it's fine. They've nailed Generations. I have confidence. The music so far was still good. If I can hear it at least. Huh. Custom character creation? That's actually kinda cool. Wait, Shadow? We'll find Shadow? Metal? Zavok? Chaos? 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 Wait, that's from Sonic Mania. Interesting. And this new villain called Infinite seems really cool. And there's gonna be a Shadow story as DLC? That's it! This is gonna be sweet! Man, I know I'm talking about this so much, but... Man, remember when the Switch was still called the NX? Remember when we got this Nintendo Direct and everyone thought this guy was Bubsy? Bubsy! And then 3 months later we got a review trailer for the new Bubsy game. You maniacs! You brought him back! And then, it released one fateful November night. I didn't have any consoles to play it on at the time until Christmas of that year, when my grandma got me the Super Mario Odyssey bundle. And I just couldn't resist, I had to buy it. And I didn't like it. And I tried to. I really did. Mania was good. Odyssey was good. I've beaten it very, very quickly with not that much skill. It took me to the end to realize that I got hyped for nothing. You can tell your history now, Zap. Sorry about that.
My history was alright. I mean, we obviously got Sonic as the main character. What do you expect? It's Sonic Forces! On a good note, Classic Sonic is back. We have the Avatar character, which is supposed to be based on the player, like me, you, or the viewer, or anyone for that matter. And of course the rest of the Sonic crew, Silver, as well.
It's no use!
So, is this game as bad as I remembered? Or are the Forces fans right? Well, time to find out. Sorry about that. I can't seem to get rid of this 10 on my PS5. Help?
The game starts off with Eggman doing yet another one of his inventions, but this time he possesses a strange ruby red gem he calls the Phantom Ruby, or Phantom Ruby Prototype, which is supposed to be a powerful gemstone rivaling the Chaos Emeralds and even the Master Emerald. It's mainly known for its virtual reality manipulation, as you can tell from the original trailer where you saw Shadow, Zavok, Metal Sonic, and Chaos. Yeah, that's right, they're not real, they're only illusions. And clones. We find Tails and the other citizens being ambushed by Eggman and the robots. Again. That is until you know who comes around and saves the day. Again. Cliche as always for your typical protagonist. Eventually facing the virtual reality projections of Shadow, Zavok, Metal Sonic, and Chaos. But suddenly, a new ultimate life form has approached the scene, being called Infinite the Jackal. He causes trouble for the blue hedgehog boy and apparently is faster than him too. By Tails' logic, for some dumb reason. I mean, a simple dodge doesn't solve a case, it's just skill. Anyone could do that. Do more research. But I'm getting off topic here. Infinite takes out Sonic effortlessly and keeps him away in a facility, assumed to be dead from Amy and the rest of the team, which is led by Knuckles as the remaining commander. How nice. However, with Tails trying to find a way to make Omega function again, the Chaos clone attempts to attack. But Sonic comes back to save the day, again. Classic Sonic to be specific from the Sonic Mania series. Series? What the f am I talking about? It's a one-time thing. Classic Sonic to be specific from Sonic Mania, not to be confused with Sonic Generations. Of course, they team up to track down the modern day Sonic along with friends. But here's something new. The city is being terrorized by Infinite, with the Avatar... basically the player having the balls to oppose Infinite to stop his reign of terror. I mean, for him to be taking on the most powerful form with the goddamn Phantom Ruby at his disposal, and the player only having a mere weapon at his hand, yeah, I'd pretty much be scared too, yeah. Sonic wakes up captured in the private zone with Zavok preparing to fight. When the battle ends, Zavok chromatically disappears, turning out to be a clone created by virtual reality from the Phantom Ruby's prototype. I mean, I literally just said that earlier, but I'm just going along with the script. Don't mind me. Sonic then meets up with the Avatar, and they both escape the facility, quickly becoming friends in an instant. Jesus, 6 months has passed, and yet Eggman conquered 99% of the world.
There's a lot I have to say about the story as a whole, but we'll get to that later. For now, let's get to the gameplay. So the game is split into 3 gameplay styles: Modern, Classic, and a new Avatar. and Sonic and Avatar together, but I'll get to that. Modern is pretty much what you expect. Jump, home and attack, boost, wisp, wisps. The wisps. Okay, they returned in Sonic Lost World with no explanation, and now they're here too, with no explanation. Keep in mind that Sonic could boost just fine without them in Unleashed and Generations, so why are they... Anyway, where do I start with him? Sonic doesn't feel as good to control. I mean, his boosting is pretty much standard, but when he's not boosting... He has this thing where he suddenly gains speed just like that, and when he goes past a speed boost without boosting, he slows down again. I mean, sure, fine-ish. It's minor, but I can deal without it. Then there's a level design. It's too freaking easy. You literally just hold the boost button and you win. Maybe you need to jump or home and attack, but you just boost and nothing else. I mean, look at this. On this level, I assumed it was only a small section of a level when I saw it in the trailer. But no, this is the whole level, and it's nearly midway through the game too. Actually, before I forget, let me go back to the controls. They removed the drifting. I mean, fine, I guess. All you have to do is to boost! But then there's this section where you will fall off if you're not careful. Come on, dude. I will give credit where credit is due. The 2D sections aren't that bad. They're alright. Much better than Colors, in fact. It doesn't rely on the boost that often, and it's not a bunch of blocks everywhere. It's actually pretty good. Huh. Give it some modern sucks though.
I don't really see anything wrong with the gameplay all that much, but the homing attacks I kinda feel I could do better. It feels like the S ranks are easier to achieve.
Oh yeah, the S ranks. Man, they're just as easy to get as Generations. It's already bad enough that they removed the lives, and don't give me that lives are outdated crap, shut up! And I will admit, I didn't get all of the S ranks, but I got way too many. More than I should have. And I died a lot on those stages too!
I remember dying on a stage 7 times to be exact. No, I mean it, 7 times, and yet I still got the A rank. This game is for babies.
See? See?
The classic Sonic gameplay feels like your typical old school Sonic. Nothing changed basically, same style as the first generation I suppose. I kinda wanted to see classic Sonic pick up a new skill of his own, like maybe newly improved homing attacks or...
No!
Super classic Sonic could also make a comeback after Generations. That is if it isn't a DLC! Sega! You had all this time in this short ass video game and Super Classic Sonic is a DLC? Forget my name being Shadow! This kind of chaos cannot be controlled! No, not here. No!
Oh! Get to that later.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait until his next debut, which will be in another decade. Speaking of debut, when is Hyper Sonic gonna come back? I miss him. I miss that transformation.
Anyway, I do like classic Sonic, don't get me wrong. He wasn't perfect in Generations, but he was fun enough. So what the heck happened to him in Forces? How? How could you mess this up? His physics feels off. He also has the whole sudden startup speed gain, and the going past the speed boost and slows down afterwards issue. That was a weird mouthful. I wish I had wrote that a bit better, but I don't know. And it doesn't sound like much, but this is kind of a big issue for classic Sonic. This means there's no momentum at all, and it's very noticeable how much of a flaw this is. Take this part for example. I'm going down a slope and everything, going down for a bit, and this is the result. Unless you're rolling, this is the speed you're gonna get. And it hurts even more after they just got it right with Mania. Speaking of which, they also added in the drop dash. So, yeah. And it's not as fun. I mean, it's not horrible, but it sometimes feels just plain weird to use. At least it's not as bad as Origins. That's how you know you've messed up, man. However, just like the 2D sections in the modern levels, these aren't half bad. Not great, but not bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are way too many speed boosters and hidden sprints, but it's alright. I even like the gimmicks they brought back, like those little tinnies in Sonic & Knuckles' Death Egg Zone. And then there's the avatar, which is probably the main selling point of the whole game. And honestly, I probably would have loved this a bit if I was a bit more creative. Meet Mustard. Mustard the Bud. He works at McDonald's. So the gameplay of the avatar is a bit similar to modern Sonic, from the controls to the stupid level design. You can't boost through this game, which is a plus, but now you've got your wisp weapons, which are very overpowered. They practically destroy everything in your path, and some of them even stop you in their tracks. Cube weapon! You can also use the weapons with the wisps you find to do the Sonic Colors thing and find new paths? No, they just help you get to the end faster while also fighting some collectibles. Oh, and the homing attack sucks. It's like Shadow in Sonic 06. There's a huge delay. I do like how you get a small ability depending on which species you picked. Nearly forgot, so I'm throwing this here.
There's also these missions that randomly pop up when you complete a certain zone from the story, and in some cases it lets you play as other people's characters. Why is my question? Like, ain't no point in doing that since the avatar you made is the one you need from the get-go? I mean, you can promote avatars and whatnot, I understand that, but it's not necessary to do all that.
And then you have the levels where you play as both modern Sonic and your avatar. Many people will compare this to Sonic Heroes. No! Screw off with that now! Look here, sonny boy. Nothing compares to Sonic Heroes. Not even Sonic Adventure. This is more like, look, it's me! And I'm helping Sonic. It's not much, really. It plays like modern Sonic, but you can also use your weapons here too. That's about it. I suppose it works, but There is one key difference. You can perform the double boost, which lets you boost at even higher speeds. Together we can show the world what we can do. We can show the world what we can do. We can show the world what we can do. It's just there. It's as automated as you can get.
Right.
What is that supposed to mean?
That was the most cringiest line I've heard in generations.
Who are you calling cringe, Mr. Mech?
It's been generations since I seen you.
That's also me for being in one of these reviews, Retro.
Hey, don't blame me if you turned down the Super Metro collab and agreed to an SA2 when you haven't even played the damn game.
Hey! None of that. Shame on you.
What do you mean shame on me? Shame on you?
I said, shut up!
Okay. So far, it's not looking good. And then you get to the levels. We get Green Hill Zone, and at this point, they're really pushing it. I didn't mind it in Generations. I kind of understood it in Mania, but was still fine. But then it appears again. That's like 3 mainline games in a row featuring this stage. Not counting Lost World unless you want to count this one.
But I like Green Hills. Don't you hate on the best stage in the world now, you?
Okay. Anyway, you then have Chemical Plant, and I'm starting to get scared that this is going to be the new Green Hill Zone. Don't get me wrong, Green Hill Zone is a pretty darn good stage, but it's just getting tiring at this point. And the worst part is that each playable character, including Modern and Avatar together, gets to play these levels. Meaning there are 4 freaking Green Hill stages, not counting that one boss and the 4 extra stages. I'll get to that later. Dude, stop! And the rest of the stages are just meh. The day effect returns, and that's kinda cool. We don't get that one as much nowadays. There's a city in ruins and Metropolis is also generic. There is this one small bit where Sonic and Avatar get sucked into null space, and then they get out with a double boost. One of the more interesting parts of the game, and it lasts 10 seconds and you do nothing. And don't test me with the name. The final levels just exist, and the Mr. Jungle is just a jungle. The classic version is the most interesting out of all of them. It's a casino jungle, but it's used once and not a lot happens. Oh, and that one Green Hill stage with the tag team, as I'm now gonna call it, most of it takes place inside this pyramid, and it's boring.
Stop on Green Hills! Actually, no. Green Hill Zone is fine by itself, but why mix it up with a desert? May as well call it Desert Hill Zone, right? Because it's a desert and it's combined with Green Hill. Shut up! Sand Hill Zone doesn't work out. Desert Hill does.
So, the story in general, it seems like it's gonna be good. New mysterious villain, Sonic feeling so hard, Eggman taking over most of the world, and after the avatar is introduced, it just goes back to nothing. Sonic gets broken out of prison with ease, Tails being scared of Chaos Zero, I repeat, Chaos Zero, after beating Chaos 4, then classic Sonic being here. So what do they do with him plot-wise? Nothing. He is here for no reason whatsoever. And this time, he's not just from the past. He's from another dimension. And to this day, I have no idea why they changed that. And supposedly, as you're trying to save the world, you're taking back parts of that world too. Somehow. It doesn't even seem like you're doing that. All I'm doing is getting to the end. And there are these parts where there's just nothing but spoken dialogue. Anything remotely interesting is just told to you and never showing. Like the fact that Sonic was being tortured for 6 months! But looking completely fine when we saw him. Make up your damn mind, writers! And don't get me started on this scene where your avatar gets scared. Then remember these words from Sonic.
Hey, don't be scared. This is your moment to shine. Keep going. Don't let your fear own you.
Sonic never said any of this. I know that Sonic doesn't really need to be this dark and all that stuff, but if you're gonna hype it up, at the very least, you've got to deliver it, bro.
I agree about Classic Sonic. They honestly just brought him back to be another Helper / Edition. Nothing about him has changed ever since Generations. I felt like they brought him back just for fan service and whatnot, but that's just me. Not saying I'm not happy to see him back, but he should at least have some new improvements. Or at least new features if he was returning. Aside from all this, can we just talk about Knuckles being the commander? No, don't get me wrong. I love Knuckles all the way through. I love him. He's like my homeboy, my boy, my buddy. Ain't no one gonna talk shit on him. But I need to be honest. He is just not fitting to be commander. He relies on the rookie to handle most of the dangerous things, and I don't even think he expected him to actually succeed on that despite the rest of the Sonic forces not really doing anything to stop Infinite and Eggman from their wicked schemes! And yet the rookie is still the only hope. At this point, rookie is an understatement. Even after all the Avatar has done to save the world along with the Sonics, Knuckles still called him a rookie. My guy. Are you high?
Admittedly, the game looks fine. Just fine. I could easily pick on the animation or the fact that there's no idle animation for Mario and Sonic. How does he have less than the Avatar? But honestly, I'd probably have to look really close to notice anything. At the very least, it's better looking than Mortal Kombat 9. God, why Shimoda? However, I do honestly really like the music in this game. Not all of it, but I enjoyed the soundtrack, from the lyrical pieces to the weird sound in Green Hill Zone. Yes, I know, I'm weird.
Sound effects are alright, the animation is cool, but I really felt like they could have at least put some CGI in there. I don't remember the last time they actually did something like that for a cutscene in any Sonic game for that matter. At least we got one for the trailer. I mean, that's better than nothing, right? I love the soundtrack. People can talk down about the story and jokes all they want, but the music is always good. To me, that is. I don't give a f what y'all think.
The Red Rings are back too. This time, collecting them doesn't give you Supersonic or any concept art of any kind. Instead, they unlock some bonus stages which, well, as a reward, they're not very good. However, on their own as bonus stages, they're fun enough. They play like Sonic Colors more or less. And honestly, with the way they're treated, it's good. But after you collected the red rings, you can now collect the numbered rings where you collect them in a certain order. After that, it's the moon rings where you collect them all in a short amount of time. Both of them, by the way, unlock nothing but PS trophies. And that means, theoretically, if you want to 100% the game, you have no choice but to play each stage 3 times. No thanks.
And now with that covered, let's talk about the bosses now. And what good boss may we start off with other than Zavok? My biggest headache of the entire game. Yeah, I said it. He's the first boss that you will battle after when Sonic gets free. I spent like 3 hours trying to figure out how to beat this damn guy, when really this shit was seriously that simple. All you really have to do is dodge all the robots, watch Zavok's levitating shadow flow over you before he tries stomping to crush you, and here's the good part. Make sure you be in front of him and do not jump at all. I spent so f***ing long trying to figure out the shit for Mary, the first goddamn boss. After that shit happens, you press X 3 times to give him damage, and you basically keep that up until he reaches his last health percentage. Yeah, I know, pretty easy, I get that, leave me alone. On the way though, the stage will become smaller the more HP you take from him, and you will have less space to fight. Be on your guard.
It's an alright part, but it is pretty flawed. Or at least it shows the flaws of the game. The homing attack doesn't really work in the 3D space, which is honestly sad to see. Also, Zavok. He's the most meh Sonic character I've ever seen. And the rest of the bosses are nothing interesting. All of modern Sonic's bosses are running forward and homing attack. Classic Sonic is the boss with the Egg Dragoon. Again. And the most interesting part is the fact where you get hit by infinite attacks. You get transported to an illusion where the attacks are harder to dodge. But that's the only praise I can give them. At least give me Chaos or Shadow! Dude! And before we get to the end game, I need to get the rest of the negatives off my chest. Not a rant mode, but I just need to get this out of the way. The quick time events are very easy. I keep unlocking stuff too often and it gets to the point where I just want to move on, man. And the death eggs. They're everywhere in the background and even at the reveal of the game. But you never find them, not even once. The closest thing we got was that one quick time event. And that's it. And the cast constantly talks about them on the radio like they're the biggest threat or something. Imagine a whole stage where you take them all down at once, badass style. So, let's wrap things up. I don't want to talk about this any longer. So, you did some things, destroyed the death egg, time for the final battle. And by that, I mean a couple more levels to do. Yay! I should also mention that Classic Sonic's last stage is an auto-scroller. A freaking auto-scroller. In a Sonic game. Again, 8-bit gets a pass. And any of the tornado stuff. And this boss doesn't count. Shut up, it's still annoying. Especially with these weird physics. So Eggman, Infinite, and the Illusions summon a giant sun. And then the Avatar uses the prototype of the Phantom Ruby to make it disappear. I'm not gonna explain that crap. Apparently Infinite's not even using the Phantom Ruby, it's just another prototype. Eh? So we fight Infinite and he disappears? What? And then we fight Eggman in this Phantom Ruby powered robot. Then get sent to no space with the Sonic Colors final boss, which they also reused for Sonic Lost World. They win, Classic Sonic screws off to someplace else, so does the Avatar. The freaking end. So, Sonic Forces. What do we think? Well, I don't know about you, but the game still sucks. Don't get me wrong, it isn't the worst game out there, that's still eco. And it's not as broken as Sonic 06, Sonic Colors Ultimate, or even the GBA port of Sonic 1. But it's my opinion at least, it's my least favorite Sonic game. Say what you will about 06 or Colors, at least I can get some enjoyment out of them. I suppose this is all because of me being hyped for the game and being let down super hard. Kinda similar to, say, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, or Metroid Prime Federation Force. This whole game could have been great, especially for the last boost game to end things off before Frontiers. All of that wasted potential. The story, the gameplay, just everything. Look, if you still like this game, then that's fine. I still like Halo, so who am I to judge? But my opinions on this game remains unchanged.
The game does have a neat story though. Everything was getting interesting to me until episode Shadow. They shouldn't have even made this episode at this point because they reveal Infinite's true origin, and I'm not so sure everyone was quite fond of that. Excluding the comic book, they honestly could have just taken the plot point from the comics into the actual game where this motherfucker actually debuted in.
I am not weak. I'm not weak. I am not weak.
Okay, that really ruined Infinite. He was better off being seen as a presumed creation by Eggman in his laboratory from the beginning, and stayed in that thought. But aside from Infinite, the game is about 8 out of 10. For my scaling, underrated opinion, but this is one of my favorite games. Not the best game, but it can still be enjoyable.
Oh yeah, the DLC! Boy, what a... Woo! So, Episode Shadow, which includes 3 stages. None of them are new. Green Hill! While the fact we can play Shadow again is amazing, they don't really do anything with him. Like Zabi Sap said, we see Infinite being beaten up by Shadow and then has a tantrum. Spider-Man 3 does it better. Great movie, by the way. I freaking love Emo Parker. And after that, you get to play as Shadow as a skin swap. And then... Supersonic. As DLC. You can just download it. And there you go. No longer a reward. I mean, he plays like Supersonic, but... Man.
Top 3 racing potential in Sonic Forces. Supersonic had no purpose in the story. So if there was never a need for that transformation in the game, then why the f*** would Sega put Supersonic in this game as DLC? It is pointless. Why would one of the best yet most reoccurring additions to the Sonic series be a DLC? That never happened before. So why Forces of all games, huh? Sonic really forced me to play this game. I hate this game. I hate this goddamn game.
You think that's bad? Well, did you know it was originally gonna be paid DLC?
Ugh, all the more reason why this game sucks. I'm not paying money for that Sega, you've gone wild this time.
Wait a minute. Did I hear that correctly? Do my ears lie to my brain? This game sucks?
Oh, never mind. At least it was fun with the story and gameplay on my end.
Oh yeah, I nearly forgot about the Switch ports. Man, to think Forces runs better on the Switch than Colors Ultimate. In all seriousness, the game runs pretty decently for a Switch port. The game runs at 30 frames and there's a bit of blurriness, but if you want to play the game, like Shadow, this isn't a bad option. I should also point out that on my PS5, the cutscenes audio are out of sync. I'm not sure if it's to do with the PS4 copy or the PS5 console, but yeah. Wow, Christmas already? How did this review take so long? It's a 3-hour game.
Yeah, beats me, I guess. Probably a lot to criticize or something.
Hey, ain't my fault the game sucks. Though, I honestly never knew you liked the game, yet we still collabed on it. Hope my opinions didn't upset you or anything.
What opinions? I didn't even pay attention. I was so busy playing the game I totally got lost in terms of track. My bad. What'd you say?
Well, thanks for joining in. It's been a long while. But if I'm gonna be honest, I do kinda miss Shimoda and Selva. Do you think I went too far with them?
I mean, I kinda did hear some screaming from the other side of the country, and I don't even know what that was about. Well, perhaps you should just schedule a meet with them and make up.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Now you might want to stand back. Now, which game should I play next?
Heyo, everybody!
Sup, suckers? I'm here too.
I'm busy. I'm working on stuff.
Well, it's been fun. Until next time, keep it shady. I'm gonna let myself out here.
Hey guys.
Well, glad to see that worked and you're back to normal. Again.
Gee, really? I thought he wasn't any different. He looks like a retro.
I suppose.
I'm sorry guys. I know I was mad, but it was wrong of me to send you to hell.
It's okay.
I'm still sending you to hell.
I wasn't sent to hell. I don't even know what I am doing here. Just hanging out with you lads.
Oh yeah, you also wanted some screwdrivers for your Gundam?
Oh yeah, that too.
Man, I missed out on a lot. I really missed you guys. But there's one thing I don't get. Silva, what were you playing on Switch? Mario?
I was playing Grand Theft Auto. The definitive edition. Yeah.
You can't keep up this straight forever, Silver.
Sooner or later, it's going to find out.
Wait, didn't that...
Hey, Retro, wanna do a Knuckles counter? It's been a long time since you last done it.
What? What? No. You promise you won't do that again?
Sure. Why not?
I'm out of here. I'm going to my Gundam. See ya.
Knuckles and Knuckles and Knuckles, Knuckles, Knuckles and Knuckles, 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 Knuckles,
Knuckles and Knuckles, Knuckles. Knuckles, Knuckles.
Knuckles and Knuckles, Knuckles,
Knuckles.
Knuckles,
Knuckles is Knuckles. Knuckles.
and Knuckles,
The Knuckles is
Knuckles, Knuckles, Knuckles and Knuckles and Knuckles,
Knuckles.
Knuckles and Knuckles and Knuckles, Knuckles.
Knuckles. Knuckles.
And Knuckles, Knuckles, and Knuckles. The Knuckles, 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 and Knuckles, Knuckles, and Knuckles,
And Knuckles. And Knuckles.
Knuckles,
Knuckle.
and Knuckles.
Knuckles, Knuckles, Knuckles.
Want to do a Knuckles counter?
Hey guys, thanks for watching this review. Sorry about the microphone peaking. I had the volume settings up a little bit too high for this one for some reason. I'm not sure why that was set to that, but oops. So there you go. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm hoping this is up before Christmas. If not, sorry. If it is, you know. And if you saw my Twitter post, I will be doing Sonic Frontiers after all the updates are done. So that means next review will not be Sonic Frontiers. It'll be something different. And yeah. Sorry about all that. And if you like this, please share this with everyone you know and love, with the warning of the microphone peak, of course. Like, comment, subscribe. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, you filthy animal. And support me on Patreon, bye. Oh, and I don't plug this very often, buy my t-shirts. It is really cool. Okay, bye.